We're starting with testimony about the ankle monitor.
What was your relationship with Richard Merritt?
I was handling his ankle monitor case for Cobb County Pretrial Services.
Did the defendant turn himself in as ordered?
No.
Can you describe just what you recall happening that day?
Sure. It was about 4 o'clock on that afternoon, and I received what's called a strap alert on my cell phone via text. And that's an alert that tells me that an offender's strap has been compromised in some kind of way. So at the time, I was pulling up to the daycare to pick up my children that afternoon. So I sat there in my truck and I pulled up the app and I looked at his GPS location and I saw that he was not in Merritt at the Cobb County Jail. He was actually at a location off of Interstate 75 in White, Georgia, just north of Cartersville.
And State Exhibit 52 via the business record exception. This is the attendee records, including the map that was provided by attendee showing the defendant's ankle monitor whereabouts the day of February 1st, 2019.
Any objection?
No objection to 51.
Admitted.
And did you personally also make a timeline of the events that day?
Yes, at Mr. Cross's request.
And did you obtain that timeline from the GPS records that were just admitted into evidence?
Correct. What I did is I pulled up the information, reviewed the GPS locations and the map locations, and basically the times that were associated and the locations that were associated with that activity, and developed this chronology.
Have there been any material alterations or deletions in that timeline that you created?
It looks exactly like what I developed back then.
At this time, I move to admit State's Exhibit 50 into evidence.
If that's an objection, you're saying what the officer can testify to memory, but the contents of that document are
In what way?
that they're out of court statement they are made today to offer proof of the matter that is asserted, which is the date and time, the location.
This witness just testified that he reviewed the documents that have already been admitted and created the timeline based on that information. So how is that hearsay? Did you want to respond?
Your Honor, I just think that it's Mr. Queen's own notes that he wrote. He's on the stand and can be cross-examined about that.
I don't understand how the information itself is admissible, but putting it on a map makes it inadmissible.
My objection would be that the conclusions that are within the email are derived from his review of those documents.
Let me see the document.
The defense wants everybody to look at anything else that isn't going to prove anything. It's this timeline and his location that does him in. And the defense knows that.
Thank you. I'll admit 50 over objection.
This is a map that the system generates using Google Maps, basically taking the information that's on that report and putting it on a map view so you can visualize it that way.
All right. Were you aware of any kind of appointments that the defendant had or was planning on attending the morning of February 1st?
On that day or prior to that date, I was not.
Okay. Do you know whether he left the house on Planters Row that morning?
He did at approximately 8 o'clock that morning.
All right. And where did he go that morning?
He left his home in Stone Mountain, and at approximately 8:52 a.m. that morning, he arrives at what appears to be a business office location. He wasn't there very long. When I reviewed his activity, it looked like he was in the parking lot of that particular business at that location, and he departs that location at 9:10, so he was there about 18 minutes, give or take. He arrives home at 9:38 a.m.
Did the defendant remain at that Planters Row location for some period of time?
Yes, he did, for several hours until approximately 2:30 p.m. that afternoon.
Okay.
Once again, that indicates, and you can see to the right that it indicates the geocoded address. That's just those GPS points being at that location minute after minute.
Okay, is that the time that he remained at the Planters Row house?
That's correct.
And what time did you say he left the Planters Row house?
At approximately 2:30 p.m.
Where did the defendant go after he left?
The last timestamp noted here is 2:29 p.m.
Okay. And then what happens after that?
After that, the unit shows in movement, traveling 11 miles per hour at least.
And what time was that?
And that was at the 2:29. So that's basically him leaving that location. And the next GPS point is at 2:30 p.m. He's traveling 31 miles an hour. At a brief stop at 2:34 p.m. at an address at 5429 Old Tucker Road in Stone Mountain. And it looks like he just pulled through the parking lot of that address.
Do you know what that address was?
I didn't make a note at the time. It looked like a business of some sort. Then he proceeds north again to the Norcross area and arrives at 1602 Indian Trail Road, Lilburn Road in Norcross. And that is a Quick Trip gas station.
What time did the defendant arrive at the Quick Trip gas station on Lilburn Road in Norcross?
I have it noted at approximately 2:52 p.m. Yes. He goes north again a short distance to Interstate 85, Interstate I-75, which is indicated at this location. He travels north on Interstate I-75 from the perimeter Atlanta area all the way up through Cobb County, past Kennesaw, past Ackworth, past Emerson, just north of Cartersville in a community called White. He continues north, just one exit, and exits Interstate I-75 at the Cass White Road exit.
What time did he exit I-75 onto the Cass White Road exit?
That was at 4:12 p.m. At 4:14 p.m., I received a strap alert indicating that the strap on his ankle monitor had been compromised.
And is that the truck stop where you found did you find the ankle monitor?
I did. The GPS location indicated it was going to be in the corner of the parking lot of that truck stop. So when I pulled into the truck stop, it wasn't hard to tell where it was. There was a lamp post in that corner where the GPS location indicated. Right under it was a trash can. Okay. That is a photograph of the lamp post with the trash can in the bottom of it in the corner of that parking lot. I went over to the trash can, opened the flap, and I could see the ankle monitor inside it, so I just removed the top of it and took this photograph of the ankle monitor laying in the trash can.
Okay. And had the strap been severed?
Yes.
And the 997 is the truck stop?
I believe it is, yes.
Right. And that's when you got the alert that it was violated, right? The monitor was violated. Okay. Right. And you went to that trash can, right?
I did.
And you took the lid off?
I did.
And the monitor was sitting, as we saw, sort of near the top?
Near the top.
Okay. There were no clothes in that trash can that you saw, right?
No, there were not. That I saw. There was trash, a pizza box.
Good on the defense for thinking to bring up clothes, that he would need to dispose of clothes. But the guy's a lawyer. He's not going to dispose of bloody clothes or anything with the monitor that has the GPS on it.
Some other assorted trash.
Okay, just 1 minute.
I had been monitoring since about June.
June, okay. So a number of months at that point, and over that period, Mr. Merritt's bond was never revoked due to a violation?
Not as I recall, no.
Okay. Thank you. I don't have any further questions.
What's she getting at? That he never had his bond revoked before for violations. He cut the thing off. He fled. There was a manhunt. Like, wait, is she trying to say it's out of character? Are they going to present something that takes this into account? Now we're going to hear about cell phone records.
I was asked to review the records as they related to specific dates and times of interest and operated by AT&T at the date and time of this incident. Also on this map are locations of interest. So we have the crime scene. It's a red box, as you can see, with the white letters CS in it. There's also a quick trip, again, the green box with the white letters QT in there. Again, this one is for February 1st of 2019 between 9:33 a.m. and 2:30 p.m. You know, the phone numbers in the top left, the date at the top right, the date and time. So this is a continuation on February 1st, 2019 between 2:31 and 3:15 p.m. So this shows the phone activity during that time period.
Does it appear that the phones moved in the same direction as the attendee ankle monitor, based on your review of the records?
They did.
Well, that answers the question about where the mother's cell phone ended up. He took it.
You can see here it starts at number 1, 2:31 p.m. And you can see that there's a location down near the crime scene. And then we can kind of track them as they move north and west. And then if you look at the top left side of the screen here, you'll see a number 43 that says 43 GPS. That means that there were 43 by the ankle monitor, and you can see them all throughout here. And then that last one is at 3:15 p.m. And again, the towers and sectors used by both of these devices track in line with the movement of the ankle monitor during this time period. The red phone belongs to Mr. Merritt, and the blue phone was to his mother, I believe Miss Merritt. You can see this is between 3:15 p.m. and 3:40 p.m. still on February 1st of 2019. And you can see the towers and sectors used from the two phones track in line with the movement of the ankle monitor during this time period. And that's at 5 p.m. And again, during this time period, you see the two phones, its activity track in line with the movements of the ankle monitor.
It says that there was an incoming call at 4 o'clock. After that, what happened to the records and the device?
Yeah, this device wasn't seen again on the network.
He got rid of the phones because he knew they could be tracked. And tell me why, if he didn't do anything to his mother, why did he take her phone? And why does he get rid of it?
Where are people placing calls from? Do I need another tower there? Where are there dropped calls?
Because AT&T, they're more concerned about the millions of customers being satisfied and paying.
I can't help but wonder where the defense was going in asking questions about the accuracy and about the tower range. Big part of this information is that he had both phones. He had his mother's phone. We knew where he went because of the ankle monitor. So they don't need the cell phone information to tell them that. The point is, he took his mother's phone. I'm going to leave this here. I have no idea what's next. Thank you for listening.